You're listening to Central Global News Podcast, where every week we're providing you with a short summary on global issues and news stories from all around the world. This week, our stories are about Myanmar protests, a flood in India, and COVID vaccination issues in Africa. Tens of thousands of people protested across Myanmar during the weekend, demanding democracy, despite the military's attempt to stop anti-coup demonstrations. The military seized power in the Southeast Asian country last Monday, detaining the head of government Aung San Suu Kyi and other senior members of the ruling party. Although the military banned access to social media platforms and disrupted phone services in order to stop people from organizing rallies, huge crowds of people poured into the streets to demand the release of Aung San Suu Kyi and the restoration of democracy in the country. World leaders and human rights experts have condemned the military coup and the arrest of Myanmar's head of government. 150 people were feared dead in northern India after a Himalayan glacier crashed into a dam, causing a massive flood of water to break through. Dozens of villages downstream have been evacuated, but many people could have been caught in the stream of water, rocks, and dust. So far, 125 people were confirmed missing, but that number could keep rising. Hundreds of troops were sent to the area to start searching for survivors. The emergency crew has rescued 16 workers trapped in a tunnel, and they are preparing for the rescue of an additional 30 workers from a second tunnel. African countries are being left behind in COVID vaccination as richer countries stockpile vaccines for their own populations, while countries like the United Kingdom and Canada have purchased a number of vaccines that can cover 500 and 300% of their population. Many African countries are struggling in obtaining vaccines despite having to face an increasing number of positive cases and a new variant spreading on the continent. African countries might also be required to pay more for the vaccines, like in the case of South Africa, the country most affected by COVID in the continent, with around 1.5 million cases and 45,000 deaths to date. According to CNN, global competition increased the price of the Oxford-AstraZeneca coronavirus vaccine, causing the African country to pay nearly double the price paid by wealthier countries. 2 weeks ago, the African Union secured 270 million doses of Oxford-AstraZeneca, Pfizer-BioNTech and Johnson & Johnson vaccines for a lower price per dose for its countries. However, less than 20% of these vaccines are set to be available before June, while the European Union member states expect to have 70% of their adult populations already vaccinated by summer. Most African countries were less affected by the first wave of coronavirus than many other parts of the world, but the case numbers are growing at an increasing rate, especially in the southern region of the continent, with the spread of the new South African variant, which is possibly more transmissible and might even be capable of evading the effect of vaccines. Thank you for listening. We will be back at the same time next week.